Good afternoon. This is my first video. Essentially, this is numismatic or coin collecting for beginners. If I look like I have the saggy Paul McCartney eyes, it's because I am currently sick. However, I wish that I would have had a mentor when I started out. And so I'm simply creating this video for people who like collecting error coins, numismatic coins, bullion, stacking, old US coins, whatever you like to collect. I just want to give you a few tips that were not given to me and show you some basic tools that you might need, essentially. Everyone kind of has their favorite coin, so to speak, and mine would be the cent. The United States has never minted a penny. We don't mint pennies, we mint cents. And I've been looking for the 1982 D, Denver, small date, 3.1 gram cent for about 7 years now. So much so that I have tubs like this one of all pre-1982 cents. This one too, I believe. Yes, they are all pre-1982. And then I have some in here, examples of a 1982 D, where perhaps it looks like it is, but it's not. The point I'm trying to make is that A, keep any cent that was minted in 1982 or earlier. They made the switch from 98.5% copper in October of 1982 to mainly zinc, because essentially copper was becoming too expensive. We're experiencing the same problem now with the nickel. A common nickel is worth closer to 6.5 cents at this point, because it's made of 75% copper. So you'll find that a lot of coins have a lot of copper in them, and that's something we'll get to later. But let's just start with the basics. So you're gonna need some basic tools, right? And really, unless you're gonna spend over $50 on anything, I would get it taken to a gold dealer and thrown in some form of machine, a spectrometer, whatever you want to call it, and it'll show you the exact percentages of the metals that are in whatever you're trying to identify. So if it's pure gold, it's going to say AU 0.99999. Very rarely will it be 0.99999, but you understand what I'm trying to say. But there are tools that you can carry around that will essentially kind of show you where you're headed. And if you're still stumped, that's what having a good dealer is for. The first tool would be a loupe. They're relatively inexpensive. They magnify up to 10, 15, 5, 20, whatever you want. To use a loupe correctly, you hold it up to your eye like this, right? And then you bring the item up to it. So, for example, oh, don't look at my dad bod, or my wife, who is speaking very loudly in the background. So you would hold it like this, and you would bring it up until it focuses. And you'll be able to see significantly better. And this is mainly for errors to see if it's a fake. There are a lot of fakes out there. If it's worth money, they're gonna fake it, right? The most faked coin in history is the Morgan silver dollar. It'd been a while since I'd come across one, but the other day I did. And if you'll look in my little box here, I've got some numismatics for you. But we have a few Morgans. Take them out. Right? See if you can spot the fake. I should have flipped the first two for sure. Some red flags would be price. If they're showing you a coin and it looks like this, right? And you can see all the feathers, you can see pretty much everything you need to see, and they're only asking for $20, $30, red flag. So this is where the second tool comes in handy, a magnet. There are many different types. This is my favorite because it extends. Not too much, but enough, right? And it works very well. If there is anything that is magnetic, it's gonna get it big time. This third tool isn't one that I would normally, suggest carrying around, but it's easy to kind of help open flips. Not flips, but anything that's encased if you're having trouble with it. They also make a tool just for that. And last but not least, a decent scale. You're gonna need a decent scale. One that has ounces, grams, one that can tear, because you don't want to get your scale dirty. Oils play a big factor. You want to touch the coins as least as possible. And then you also want to kind of have a little kit. So I kind of have, normally, this is my kit. I have my scale, I have my magnet, I have my loop, and I have my little opener, and then I usually bring, just in case, I bring some flips or some casings, just in case. They're handy, and if you happen to come across a good deal, you're gonna want to keep it safe, and try to touch it as least as possible. So back to errors. That's a rabbit hole. If you choose to go down that path, then I would make sure that you try to keep it tidy. You're going to drive people in your house crazy. But like I said, I've been looking for the 1982 D small date 3.1 gram cent for years, and I have not found it yet. But I will. Maybe. But along the way, I have found lots of really cool errors and other really cool coins. I found dimes that were stamped on the cent planchet that weren't reeded. And these have value, especially if they're in good, condition is everything. Condition is everything. So if it's real and if it's in good condition and it's either a major error or it's old and real, definitely hold on to it. As you can see, as I said earlier, I love cents, right? All the way from the Lincoln cent, not the newest one. I hate the reverse, but it is what it is. We've got the 1848 large cent. We've got the 1831, and there are different types you will find as well of various coins. A good example would be the 3-cent nickel that's made out of silver and the 3-cent nickel that is made out of nickel. The 3-cent silver is called the 3-cent Trime. This is what it looks like. Has a star, and there's different types for this one as well. Okay. This one is 1852. Okay. And then you have the 3-cent nickel. She's a beaut, in my opinion. 3 cents. However, they had a short run because they were confusing to people as they looked like dimes, they looked like pennies, cents, even nickels. They were throwing people off. So anything that's minted in very short amounts of time, especially 1 year, hold on to. I think people have a weird stigma when it comes to the difference between a million and a billion. But just think of it like this. The mint will mint 12 billion quarters 1 year, right? And sometimes, let's take the 1955 nickel. They made maybe 100 million, maybe less. So you have a million and a billion, right? So you have a million seconds, which is 11 days, and then you have a billion seconds, which is 39.5 years. So it's safe to say that if you find a coin and they only made less than a million of them, you're going to want to hold on to it. Other than that, modern coins as well have errors, just like any other coins. Modern coins have cool little extras. Whenever they release the new presidential quarters, the 2019 and 2020s, some were minted at West Point, and they just released them to the public. And they made 5 different types, and they made 2 million of each type. So you can bet that someone out there is looking for every single type, right? And every single one of them to be West Point, because that will one day be worth money. It's already worth money now, so imagine what it's going to be 10 years from now. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, if you enjoy this as a hobby, if you enjoy it because you want to make money, if you want to learn about history, there's a million different positive reasons why this would be a good outlet, a good hobby. I never played the lottery, essentially because I think it's like throwing away money. However, here you can just roll it, right? I don't ever use the coin machine, and you can just get a new roll or put it in your account, and you will not lose money. You will only make money. So I would rather do something where I will never lose money, only make money, than I might make money, but I'll probably lose money. Don't get me wrong. I trade on the stock market as well. And the spot market isn't terribly different. You know, gold and silver go up and down, just like anything else. However, there's a reason why gold and silver have been around since some of the first writings 8,000 years ago. It's because people have always loved it. Therefore, it's a pretty safe bet if, you know, the economy's not doing so good. That's not financial advice. I just personally think that it's good to diversify. And so, yeah, that's my spiel on that. So anyway, this was just kind of an intro. I'll take suggestions on whether you would like to go through numismatic coins. I love ancient coins. I love old US coins. I love looking for errors. And it, you know, it gives me something positive to do. And I sometimes meet some really, really cool people, and we become friends. And some of them mentored me, and I've mentored some of them. So if you have any questions, please feel free to hit me up. This was my first coin. I was 13 years old, and we couldn't afford it at the time. But somehow my dad bought it anyway, and at Christmas I was the happiest kid on earth. And I've almost lost it 1,000 times, but I've gone through great measures to not lose it. And it is 600 years old, I mean, to be fair. But yeah, that's my little intro. We're going to start picking topics and we will run through them. Or you can send a topic and we can go over it. Either way. All right, this is Michael Meade signing off.